Hi, I'm Maddie and I'm a fifth year at Imperial, and I'm going to be talking you through the missed pill rules. So, starting with the combined oral contraceptive. If you've had diarrhea and vomiting whilst taking the combined oral contraceptive pill, you should then look at how quickly you have diarrhea or vomiting after you've taken it. So if you vomit within 2 hours, you should take another pill straight away, because you assume that you haven't managed to absorb that pill. If you continue to be sick or you are having severe diarrhea, you should continue to take your pill as normal, but you should use extra barrier contraceptives until at least 2 days after you've recovered, just in case of this lack of absorption. If you miss one pill. Now, what is a missed pill? A missed pill is when more than 24 hours have passed since you should have taken it. So this is assuming she should have taken it 9 AM Monday morning and it's now 9:01 Tuesday morning. That is a missed pill. She should take that pill now, even if that means she takes 2. And then you carry on as usual. Because missing one pill isn't enough to switch on the ovaries. It's not enough to make you ovulate. And there is no need for extra contraception. Now, 2 missed pills. This is when it gets a bit more tricky. Now, the definition of 2 missed pills are if more than 72 hours have passed from when the last pill was taken. Now, ovarian function is suppressed after you've had 7 days of continuous pills. So, you need to have 7 days of pills and then your ovaries are switched off. That's why you take it for 3 weeks, because even though you ovulate in the 2nd week at some point, you have to have the 1st week in order to switch off the ovaries to stop you ovulating. Now, the flip side of that is ovaries can wake up, as it were, after they've had more than 7 days without the pill. So, the most dangerous thing is to extend your pill-free week, because with the combined oral contraceptive pill, the traditional way of taking it is that you have 3 weeks where you take the pill every day, and then you have a week off. So, that week off, if you extend it on either side, you could ovulate. Now, I've put this into a table and I'll go through it slowly. So, week 1, what is the risk if you miss more than 2 pills? You could ovulate because you're extending that pill-free week. So you should carry on taking the rest of your pills as normal, but you do need barrier contraceptives for 7 days, because there is no guarantee that if you miss more than 2 pills in that 1st week, that you won't have managed to ovulate, because you haven't had 7 days of continuous pills after your pill-free week to switch off your ovaries. So your ovaries could have woken up, as it were. You could have ovulated. You need to use barrier contraceptives for 7 days, because you could still ovulate. Because you haven't had, you haven't had your 7 days with pills to suppress your ovarian function. So you do need barrier contraceptives for 7 days. And if you've had unprotected sex in that time, you do need to have emergency contraception. So week 1 is actually the most important time to not miss your pills, because if you miss more than 2 pills in week 1, you both need to use barrier contraceptives for 7 days and use emergency contraception if you have sex in that time. Now, week 2. Theoretically, if you've taken week 1 correctly, you've had your 7 days of continuous pills after your week off. You've had your 7 days of continuous pills. That means there should be no way you should be able to ovulate. So if you've missed 2 pills, you just carry on taking the rest of your cycle as normal. And actually, there's no need for barrier contraception, there's no need for emergency contraception. Now, in practice, they might advise you to take barrier contraception for 7 days, just as a precaution in case further pills are missed. But actually, there is no obligation to, so in a question, you'd say, no need for further barrier contraception. And again, no need for emergency contraception, even if you have sex in that time where you've had 2 pills, where you missed 2 pills. Week 3. Now, this is more dangerous than missing 2 pills in week 2, less dangerous than missing 2 pills in week 1. Because if you miss 2 pills or more in week 3, so if you have less than 7 pills left at the point you miss your pills, you could extend your pill-free week. So you could ovulate. But you won't ovulate in this cycle, you would ovulate in the next cycle. So you don't give yourself a pill-free week. You finish your current pack and you start your new pill pack immediately afterwards. Because what you don't want to do is extend that pill-free week in which you could ovulate. Because it's not a period, it's not that you have ovulated and all your hormones have come down, it is a withdrawal bleed. So in that withdrawal week, you could ovulate because that's already 7 days without your pills. If you extend that backwards into the week 3 of your previous packet, you're making that pill-free interval longer, and so your ovaries could wake up and you could ovulate. So if you miss more than 2 pills in week 3, you don't have a pill-free week. You finish your current pack and start your new pill packet immediately. And again, you don't need barrier contraception and you don't need emergency contraception. So the only time you need barrier contraception or emergency contraception is in week 1 if you miss more than 2 pills. In week 2, you just carry on as usual. In week 3, you don't have a pill-free week if you miss more than 2 pills. So that's the tricky bit. Onto the progesterone only pill. A missed pill for the progesterone only pill is if you're 3 hours late for most pills, they have a 3-hour window, or for Cerazette if you're more than 12 hours late in taking it. And it's really simple with the progesterone only pill. You take the last missed pill as soon as you remember, and you take your next pill as normal, even if that means you take 2 in one day. And then you should use condoms or other forms of barrier contraception until 48 hours of pill cover have been re-established, because it takes 48 hours for the progesterone only pill to take effect. And emergency contraception should be taken if they've had unprotected sex within that missed pill interval or until 48 hours post pill cover. So either if you have sex in your time that you haven't had your pill, or if you don't use condoms and have sex within those first 48 hours of pill cover, then you would need emergency contraception. Now, onto the more niche stuff, the contraceptive patch. So the patch can fall off. If it falls off, you have 48 hours to stick it back on and continue as normal. If you have more than 48 hours without a patch, you apply a new patch as soon as you can and just count this as day 1 of your new cycle. And then because the patch, like the contraceptive pill, the combined oral contraceptive pill, the patch also takes 7 days to take effect, you would count the first day as day 1 of your new cycle, and you would use condoms for 7 days. Now, the other thing you can do with the patch is forget to take it off. And if you forget to take it off in your 3rd week, and you sort of go over into your patch-free week, with your patch still on, you just take it off when you remember, and then you start your new patch on the usual day, even if you have